Hello, parents and carers. My name is Chris Burson. I have the privilege of being your daughter's math teacher this term, this semester at least, I hope longer. And I wanted to introduce myself and show you around some of the resources that we use and the best ways that you can support your daughter in her maths learning. Now, I have made an uncharacteristically long video at 15 minutes, but I will, in the description of the YouTube, I will put the key points and times so you can just skip around and see the stuff that you want to see, that you need to see, and you can refer back to it later. So what I've got here is, I'm just going to move myself, is a Canvas page the way that your daughter sees it. Now it looks a little bit kind of scrunched up, so if you see her looking at it and you want it to look nicer, just go in and hit the hamburger up here. So this is what most of our Canvas courses, or all of them, look like, and I'll talk you through how they work. I'll also show you the online textbook, and I will make sure that you know what the Notes booklet is all about and how to do her homework. Firstly, what your daughter needs to do, I place on Canvas with the date that it needs to be done. So there's always a to-do list on the right, and that's the date that we present this information. It doesn't necessarily mean that the homework's due that day, because this is the day that we started. And as she completes things, she can take them off her to-do list. That's one way to look at it. I'm going to skip to subject information because that page has every subject information page in the college has the assessment policy. Let's wait for it to load up here. In fact, I'll skip down. This is our term planner, so this is another way for your daughter to figure out what we're doing on each day. And we endeavor to do, every maths class is endeavoring to do exactly the same thing on the same days. You can get a link to the online text. You have to come down here and click it. You can get a link to the notes book I mentioned. They'll all be there. I'll show you the class question board. And when the Maths Help sessions are finalized, I will link them to here. So let's go back to the home page. What your daughter will mostly do is go to coursework. Coursework is what happens on a day-to-day basis. I only release enough so that students don't go too far ahead, but they have enough to do, and I'll explain. So if we look at the first one, place value, which we did on the 29th, you'll see another banner at the top. You can go and find the term planner. This is on every page. You can go to that class question board again, the Noties, and Maths Help. So I've tried to make it impossible to get lost. I really want to stress this, that homework in Year 7 can be a big change and can be something quite different from your primary school experience. I have a son in Year 7 myself, and it's a big change, and he had homework in primary school. So be forgiving with yourself, but let's try and get into the habit of doing this homework. So we as a school have put some limits on the amount of homework for each subject, so your daughter's not doing too much. So if she tells you she's not allowed to do more than 15 minutes of maths homework, she's probably right, unless she needs, and she's been away and she needs to catch up, and you can judge that as a family. Some nights she won't be able to do homework because she's got something else on, and then we'll just do a little bit more the next night. But every day that she's got maths, she's got homework. So there isn't really I don't have maths homework. And if you want to check the day's work. Oh, you did 1B today. Let me see your work for 1B. And it would help a lot if you would just ask to see it, and that's it. And then she can tell you, oh, I had trouble with this. Oh, I didn't know that. And I ask the students just to put a circle around the ones that they don't know how to do, and that's my job in class, is to help them with that. But I want to see them put the effort in, 10 to 15 minutes, which includes checking your work, because if you always correct your work, then you get a high-five puppy. They like the puppy. What do I do when I'm stuck? Look back at the notes. I'll show you the notes and examples. Use the videos in the interactive textbook, which I'll show you. And if you're still stuck, you can, instead of going on, these are the questions they have to do. See how we've skipped 2B and 2D and 2F, and we've only done 6A. If we get up to 10A and 12B, these stars indicate that they're getting harder. They still need to try to do them, but if we're not up for it, put a circle around it and go back and do 2B and do 4B and 5B. But not more than that, 15 minutes. I like to make videos for the students. The feedback has been, and the research says, that teachers making the videos does make a difference. Even though the same stuff is explained on the online text, I make the videos, and I do them in our notes book so they know exactly what to write down. And as they watch these videos, you can see some things written here that I write in while I'm talking. This is what she needs to be writing in her Noties book. So I'm going to jump to the Noties book. This book has everything that we are going to be assessed on, everything we're learning this term. The Cartesian plane is in gray because we may or may not get there. So this book has a reminder of this, what to do when you get stuck, and then each of the sections is here. I will talk through it in class or in a video. I will fill all this out with the examples, which are also in the textbook. And then this is the work that she should be working on at night for up to 15 minutes. Now, these questions, it's a little confusing. This is exactly the same as you would have seen, I'll jump back to Canvas, on the Canvas page here, these questions. So I'm trying again to make it as transparent as possible. What are we supposed to do for homework? Well, are you doing 1B? Yes, we are. Is it the 29th of January? Yes, it is. This is what we do. So we're looking at 1B. This is above again. We're looking at 1B, and we're looking at these set questions. Where do I find the questions? So your daughter should have bookmarked Cambridge Go, and you can use the offline text, which is pretty much PDFs. It's just static, but I like the online text because this is Cambridge Maths. This is going to have all the same topic names. She can pick up where we left off at 1B, or she can go and look at the entire interactive textbook and find it that way. So 1B has a lot more information than is in the notes. The notes is literally notes. If she were to take notes, these are the most important things that she needs to write down. So this has the learning intentions, and we've got some key ideas here. You can see we've just stolen this and put them in the notes and tried to really clean it up. But this is what I want to show you. So yes, I make videos, and I don't always make videos. Sometimes I teach it in class, and you might want to go back and see these examples. Well, here are the examples laid out, but we also have, I'm skipping all around the place, these little symbols, which mean there is a video.
We're asked to find the place value of the digit 4 and 2 digit numbers.
So they do the video for you, and he'll start writing them out. So I know, I'm doing pretty much the same thing. But my students tell me they tell me that they like it when I make the videos, so I make the videos. Okay, but remembering that we are looking for where do we find these exercises. So if I go back to Cambridge, they are under the word exercise. So as I recall, look, get on Canvas as well. I'm supposed to do 2A in 1B. So I am in 1B, question 2A. Write down the place value for the digit 7 in these numbers. Now, your daughter's going to be tempted to write ones or 7 units or 7 times 1 and write it in there. That's great, but we want them to use the exercise book, which I'll show you in a moment. And we want your daughter to check the answer. So this is one possible answer. We teach them a few different ways to say it. So this one, she would write, she doesn't have to do that one. Where's the place of 7 in here? That will be 7 times 10, or 70, or 7 tens. They put 70. So we've looked at a few different ways to do it, but this is where these exercises are, these set questions. They're external in this. She will get used to it. We've all got used to it, but I really wanted you to see especially that we're supposed to write these in exercise books. So let's talk about exercise books. We've got a Noties booklet. This is where we take notes. Then we have an exercise book. It may be one of these grid books. That's cool. I like the grid book. I kind of prefer that one. But it doesn't matter. It can be that plain old exercise book. It doesn't matter. And we looked at how we are going to set out our exercise book. We looked at doing it in 2 columns, which is pretty good for year 7 and year 8. That's what we tend to do. And how to really neatly put it out, put 1B at the top as a title, and we work our way down the books like this. So once again, we're watching the video or listening in class and filling out this as we listen and watch the video. And then we go to the online textbook, we find the questions, we answer them in our exercise book. So they do need to bring the exercise book home every night. They have access to the online textbook in Canvas. They're Canvas and Cambridge, if only they started with different letters. All the time if they have internet. If you do have internet connectivity issues, I can put my videos on a USB stick. No problem, just ask me, and I can send that stick back and forth and upload more videos as I do them. So I mentioned the Noties, I mentioned the exercise books. Let's look at the class question. There's the puppy again. Let's look at the class question board. I encourage the students to use this because they can ask general questions. I can respond. Everybody can see them. So if you want your daughter to see, I have actually subscribed, but I'm looking as a student, to click that button, and that means that she'll get notified anytime anybody posts something. So I'm actually subscribed. This student, and everybody in the class can see this, what pages are we supposed to do in our maths booklet? This is before we had the conversation about really clarifying what we're doing. And so I put this in. And we looked at it in class, we've all got it, and now that's something for the students to look back at. So a student could put in simply, could you help me with 1B question 2C? I can, just as easily as I'm making a video now, I can write out, make a video, and put it on here, so not only your daughter, but everybody in the class can see it and can learn from it. So I really encourage you to encourage your daughter to just put it on the question board. If it's something that she doesn't want to share with everybody else, I'm happy to get an email. Very happy to get an email. But that's what the question board is for. So Maths Help, when they publish it, is when other math teachers have put their hand up and said, I'll be available Wednesday after school, I'll be available this lunchtime to help students out. Now, as I've said to the students, I'm more than happy to stay behind and help them if there's something they're stuck with, if I don't have a duty or another commitment, or we can arrange a time, I'm happy to do that. I also encourage them to go to Maths Help because you're going to get a different way of wording it and get another point of view. And that's a really, really valuable thing to do. And I, of course, have talked to other students from other classes, and I just say it in a different way, clearly with a different accent. And sometimes it just clicks because you hear it differently. So I encourage you to use Maths Help, but again, I'm available to help. Going back to the textbook, beyond just the section, which explains what the topic is about, the exercises, which once again are these questions, that's where we find the exercises. They're also in the hard copy text. There's also some other things that your daughter can do. She can do some walkthroughs that the online text can guide her through. She can choose a quiz and go through that. It might be that I assign some of these things, but if you're at a loss, it's 10 minutes, I've done all my work. Sometimes we'll do a lot of work in class. That's my goal, to do a lot of these exercises together in class and eventually watch that video at home before you come to class, because that's, at most, my videos are 6 minutes long. And that's 6 minutes of concentrated time watching the topic, taking the notes. Maybe it takes 8 minutes because you're stopping to pause to write the notes. And then we have 45, 50 minutes in class to just do the work. That's my ideal. So she goes home and she needs some consolidation. We've got this stuff. The resources has the videos I mentioned before, as well as some other things you can do. And Scorchers is the fun part. So to do a Scorcher, you're up against the world. This fella at Canterbury College got 10 out of 10 in 34 seconds, so he's the world champ who bothered to do the Scorcher. Nobody at our school has done this yet, nobody at our class. But as soon as we start, you'll get this little interactive question, and then it's going to start timing you, and it's going to ask you questions. It'll just give your daughter a chance to do the quiz and give her a ranking, which is fun. But again, that's something to do when you've sort of run out of things to do. Unless we do it in class together and I say to do it. So I think that's about it. Everything we need is on this front page. When we have assessment, it'll be there. When we have results, they'll be published there. And I guess finally, that this is my information. You can feel free to email me. I love to hear from and communicate with parents. Because again, I'm a parent myself, and I know I've seen my son get frustrated with his work, and I want to be able to support him. So I really would like to support you in that way. The last thing I'll mention is, this should actually say now Cultural Middle Leader, I'll change that, is my other hat is I am the Cultural Middle Leader, which means I get to oversee and support all of the co-curricular stuff that happens outside the classroom. So I'm talking choirs, bands, dance, visual art, drama, I think I've got them all. And we have a really thriving program. So if your daughter's interested in any of that, including instrument and voice lessons, I can help with that. It also means occasionally I will be away, because as part of my role and my professional development, I get to go off and practice my craft myself. So I do some conducting with SHEP, the State Honors Ensemble Program, and that will take me away for the odd day here and there. I have been adjudicating a Stedfords, so that will take me away for a solid week. But I always check these times with my principal and against the calendar and make sure that it has the least impact on the students as possible. And once again, I try to set everything up online so that on the times where I can't be there, students have everything they need to work from. And with your support, they should be able to keep going and really have a successful year. Thank you very much.